Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Thank you, Molly.
You're welcome.
I've never had that kind of like room quieting bell.
Yes, Captain.
Thank you. I feel so much more important than I am right now. I'm Laurel Reddington. I'm the Director of Programs and Audience Engagement here. And I'm so excited to see such an amazing room full of awesome people, to hear two of the most lovely human beings in my life here to play tonight. What I would first like to do is to just remind us all we're on the land of the Wampanoag, and this area is known as Nobnocket. And just turn around and look right now at that view. It's just, especially on a cloudy day like today, I mean, granted, if it were sunny, we would be out there. But let me tell you, the way the heat's been and the way the sun is at this time of day, even though we get a breeze, this is better. So thank you so much for making time to be here tonight. We have a museum full of amazing exhibits right now. I'm sure you've had a chance. If you haven't, then please do take some time to come back afterwards or whatever, roam around. Have you been to Clifford?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that slide up there, the only indoor slide on the island. And then there's the Eisenstadt through his lens, Martha's Vineyard through his camera lens is in the community gallery, and then there's Sailing to Freedom upstairs, which tracks and tells the story of the maritime aspects of the Underground Railroad, which is a really fascinating story. We also have tons of programming. This Saturday, I'll tell you that at 4 o'clock, we're gonna have a reception with renowned artist Lyle Ashton Harris. He's just written a book. He has a home here on the Vineyard. He's bringing with him Lauren Haynes, who's a hotshot curator in a New York City museum, and she's going to be in conversation with him. We'll have a wine reception afterward, and books here to get signed and purchased if you would like to do so. But it's going to be a pretty awesome talk on Saturday at 10. And then from there, please check out our website. We have obviously the Global Rhythm Summer Music Series on Tuesdays. And if you are in Edgartown, you can drift over to our final Tales of Edgartown talk to the Cookhouse at 51 School Street there. We're trying to revive that property. A lot of people think that we abandoned Edgartown when we moved here. But the Cookhouse is such a special place, and it's like, again, hallowed ground on so many levels with beautiful gardens. And you can sit there and listen to Chris Bear, who's a celebrated island teacher and photography teacher, but also a keeper of such amazing knowledge because his family has lineage here too. So thanks again, and it is such a pleasure to welcome Molly and Mark, two people that found each other, and holy moly, was it not preordained in this world, to teach us about the maritime music and the maritime stories.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
How many of you out there have ever actually heard us before? Just raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Thank you. Thanks
So
for
the rest
coming.
of you all new to this. Oh my gosh. Well, we'll see what you think of it after this. Advertised in Boston, New York, and Buffalo. 500 brave Americans waiting for to go there singing. Blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds high, and it's all the way you're running here and blow. So I want you all to say the word blow. Blow. Say it like it means something. Blow. Say it like it had an impact on your day today. They tell you the whaling ships are running, and now they say they'll take 500 tons. For 6 months out there singing.
Blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds high,
And that's all the way you're running here. Well, now we're out at sea, my boys. The wind begins to
blow.
and half the watch is sick on deck and the rest are down below. they're singing.
Blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds high home.
That's all the way you're running here and blow. And it's all the way you're running here and blow. So what do you think the last word of the song is? So we sing sea songs. You know, some of them are sea shanties. Some of them are songs that are stories. They're all older than me. Most of them older than us. We do write our own songs because sometimes we have to fill a niche. We have to fill a hole. And we're going to share some with those. But we have carved out a little space in the musical community to do old songs. Now, you know, there are a lot of old songs out there, and if I just want to grasp your imagination, that envision, and it's a tough one, imagine the days before the internet.
Oh boy.
Imagine the days before
Wait,
television.
I gotta unplug.
Imagine the days before radio. Imagine the days when people used to make their own music, or there would be none. It's hard to envision that period of time today because music is such a subjective. We sit and we watch, we sit and we listen, we don't participate. And so music is such an important. There were hundreds of sea shanties written, hundreds of songs. They traveled the world.
They would morph, you know? They'd start out one way and they'd kind of go like this, which is really fun to hear them.
So they shared, and they were passed from one sailor to another, from one ship to another, years before they were ever written down. And this song, anybody see the movie Jaws? If you watch that movie, there's a tiny little piece in that movie, tiny piece, where they're below deck. And what's his name?
Quint
sings a song. And
but
this
a
is
different version of this song, so you'll recognize some of it and not quite the same tune. It's just a different version.
But
It's kinda
you'll
fun.
also hear a reference to this light right here.
Yay! The gay headlight.
It's so cool. It's so wonderful for me to sit here with you and to sing a song that makes reference to the gay headlight, and it's right there. We don't have to climb a brick wall. We don't have to do anything. It's right there. Farewell and adieu to your bright Spanish maids. Farewell and adieu to your ladies of Spain. Our captains commanded we sail for New England, straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. Will rant and we'll roll like a New Bedford wheel, we'll rant and we'll roll on Devil until we do sight that old gay headlight. It's straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. Now your part is really just say we'll rant and we'll roar. And the good thing about sea shanties is you don't have to be melodic. Just speak the words. I don't want anybody saying to me, I can't sing. These songs were sung by men, by sailors. And
You can roar.
and it astounds me that wherever I play, the women outperform the men all the time.
Here we go.
Our ship to with the wind from the southwest. Leave our ship to with the lead sounding clear. We'll fill our main topsails and sail straight away, boys. Straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go. Here's your part. Will
Rant and we'll roar.
Will
Rant and we'll roar.
Here we go. Will.
Brampton will roar.
Will.
Brampton will roar.
Until we decide that old gay headline. It's straight up the channel to New Bedford. We'll go, we'll go, we'll go.
That's fun. You guys are good.
Pints of beer.
I know, right? Totally.
All right, next time.
That's right.
If we're outside, it doesn't matter because we're fine.
That's right.
Do you want to do the song you wrote, the song,
Which one?
the Blessing of the Fleet song?
Okay.
I just think you
All
wrote a
right.
great song, and it's a great way to warm the hearts of all those folks here.
Alrighty, here we go.
Oh my God, I can see what's happening.
Oh, all right. So this is a song that we were actually asked to write for a thing called the Blessing of the Fleet. And the Blessing of the Fleet is a lovely little ceremony that happens up in Menemsha every year. And the Chilmark Church kind of takes that on, and they move the whole church right to the dockside. And they have a lovely service, and part of it is throwing flowers into the water to say a blessing for everybody going out to sea. That's a hard life, and it's also a dangerous life. And so it's a way of saying kind of a prayer and wishing everybody well along their journeys. So Mark got a call to, hey, can you write a special song for this thing? And he said, I have a better idea. Let her do it. So I did it. So this is a song, and I called it A Waterman's Journey. That's it.
Yeah, because nobody else has written a song like this before.
Maybe they have.
I mean,
We haven't found it.
I mean, you're going to discover as we wander through this, and hopefully you'll discover on your own that there are remarkable, amazing songs out there, and some really beautiful songs that are hundreds of years old. But this is
This is a year and a half old.
What year did you write this song?
I don't know.
2 years ago.
Something like that.
How do we do it? The instrumental first?
Yeah, uh-huh. Many more. As we count them, see them multiply by 10. Keep our hearts away from pride as we journey far and wide. Keep us safe and bring us home once again. Oh, the bounty of the sea is as fickle as can be. Oh, we chase it guided by your steady hand. Help us find the fish we seek, just enough to last the week. For our families all there down by the shore.
count them, see them multiply by 10. Keep our hearts away from pride as we journey far and wide. Keep us safe and bring us home once again.
Vineyard sound in there. Gotta put that in there. Exactly.
Can I do something on a concertina, like an instrumental?
Good idea. Good idea. How about this one? So this whole series is all about going places, right? Global rhythms, global stuff. So this next song, we're going to take you to another island, and that's going to be Ireland, because, you know, it's a great place to visit. And has some great tunes, too. So we love to play some Irish tunes. This one is called The Road to Lisdoonvarna. You might have heard of that one. There's another song about that little teeny little town. Blink and you'll miss it, but it's a great little tune. We love to play this one, so, all right. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, good
You
idea.
find that one?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
So so we got some fishermen here. I'm not going to point them out because in some circles they're shy. In some circles they're very loud and they tell everybody what they've just caught and so on. And I just have to say that we love our fishermen in this community. They help define this community. Am I right? Please say yes. We're a maritime community, and we love our fishermen. Say yes. Yes. Don't be shy. I want some enthusiasm around. As we do maritime songs, I'm a little nervous if you're not supporting me on this thought. But it's true. I mean, when you go down to the dock,
We apologize.
when you go down to the
Okay,
dock,
it's okay, come on.
come on in, sit down, join in with us.
Join us.
When you
Don't
go
be
down
shy.
to the dock, you're not just going there to look at the water, right? I mean, you're not just going down there to look at the boats, right? You're going down there to see the activity of our waterfront maritime community. Am I
Did
correct?
anybody
Please
catch
say yes.
anything, right? Yeah.
Please say. And it's a little hard to go down to the docks and down to the waterfront, and all you see is us, summer tourists. See us, the workers of the land. Us, all the folks. So it's really important that we honor and we treasure and we wrap ourselves around the eye that the fishing community matters. And even more than that, what matters is the availability of fish in the ocean so that they can make a living. And we want them to make a living, and whether we're talking about the commercial fishermen going out there making a day's pay, or the recreational fisherman who flies all the way from wherever they fly from across the country to come here for a weekend of fishing. We want them to have fish. Am I right? Please say yes.
Yes.
Good. I'm
So
not.
this
I've
song
just
is
heard a
about
nerve. I'm
fish.
hitting a nerve now. Because I'm not sure. I mean, we get a little distracted by all the affairs of the world around us, and it's really important. I've done so. At least there's 2 singers on Martha's Vineyard who celebrate their fishing community because we feel it's important and we feel it's necessary, and I grew up with it. And fishermen have learned a lot since they were growing up, since I was growing up. When I was growing up, you know, the fishermen of the waterfront, the fishermen of Edgartown, Menemsha, and Oak Bluffs all believed that there were plenty of fish out there, and they thought that they could pretty much catch them all and do what they could do. I'm not going to stereotype it that way, but that is not the way it is today. The way it is today is that we are all of us, whether you're a fisherman, a son of a fisherman, or a mother of a fisherman, we know of the fragility of the ocean around us.
But that has nothing to do with this song. This song is a humorous song, actually, about all kinds of different fish that you might catch out there.
This is a song called Fish of the Sea, and I want you to visualize in the days of the 1800s, before the invention of the gasoline motor and the invention of the diesel engine. All fishermen in those days were sailors. All fishermen in those days were sailors.
That's kind of cool, huh?
Isn't that amazing? They all went out in their boats, and some of them were rowers and whatever, but they all knew their song. This is a little conversation that a guy has with the crew, and it's almost like a child's lullaby. Come on, young sailorman, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea. Blow your winds westerly,
Westerly blow.
we're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Are we teaching this on the course?
Sure.
Well, up comes the whale, the biggest of all. He went up aloft and let all the sails fall.
chorus.
Here's the chorus. Blow your winds westerly,
westerly blow.
we're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. headed back. He stands on the deck and says, "My name is Jack." Blow your wings westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Well, up comes the bluefish. He's a wagging his tail. He flips and he flops and says, "Time to make sail." Blow your wings westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Oh, you're getting good, aren't you? Wrap yourself around it. So up comes the flatfish, and we call him Skate. If you'll be the captain, I'll be the mate. Blow your winds westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Now up comes the codfish with his chuckle head. He's out on the chains, heaving the lead. Blow your winds westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Now I know you all love swordfish, right? Please say yes. Up comes the swordfish, he's the king of the sea. We're calming about, boys, so heartily. Blow your winds westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. One more verse. So up comes the fisherman. He's stalwart and grim. He dips his big net in and scoops them all in. Blow your winds westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Blow your winds westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Did you hear them singing?
Yes, I did.
We got them singing!
That's such a big surprise.
Yeah. Do codfish. Yeah. So Cape Cod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, girl.
Here.
So it's not like Molly and I sit at the start of the show and say, "Well, what are we gonna do with this crowd?" We're so fortunate that we've been performing together so much and so often and having so much fun. It's just ad-libbing with our audience and watching you and seeing what we got out there, seeing what we can do, what we can get away with,
That's right. That's right.
you know. So,
This will be another sing-along one. This is another fun one.
You're making
And
a
some
lot
of
of
you-
work tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna just, I know you know this, but I want you to tell people what you did tonight.
Without shame, please.
I don't want you to go into the cocktail party tomorrow night. What'd you do last night? Well, I don't know if I'm gonna tell you. I want you to tell people that you went to the museum and you sang old songs.
Sitting next to the old lighthouse.
Share that story, and you can say, no, they weren't famous. No, they're just local musicians. But these local musicians, we do perform around. If you would just do that for us. You don't have to buy our CDs. You don't even.
That are cleverly placed
You don't
right
even
here at
have
this
to.
table.
You don't even have to remember our name.
Mark Allen Lovewell, Molly Knoll.
If you just shared the story that you went out and heard live music and you sang along with everybody in the audience.
So cool.
That would be the greatest gift that you could give to us.
That's right. All right, this one. Haul away, all the way. That's, yeah.
This is an indigenous folk song. Now, we heard at the very beginning of the show about how our Native American heritage is wrapped in the land around us. We know that story, and we need to honor it every day we live here.
And it's wrapped in the sea.
But we also, in addition to that story, honor their story and honor our story. And this song is called Cape Cod Girls. And in 1602, Bartholomew Gosnold was wandering around here in a ship looking for places that needed names. You've never heard me tell this story, have you?
Never.
Bartholomew Gosnold was famous, and you go look him up. He named Martha's Vineyard. And there are people still, hundreds of years later, over 400 years later, still scratching their heads. They don't have certainty into who Martha was. They have an inkling.
And he didn't even bother to stop and figure out that this island already had a name. That's another story.
Nantucket already had a name.
Oh, they all had names.
So he didn't name Nantucket. And he named Cape Cod.
I wonder why. It's
You
not
wouldn't
called
name
Cape
it that
Traffic.
today. You wouldn't name it that today.
It'd be Cape Traffic for short.
18. Now listen, this is important, this story, because this is part of the American dream. Our Native Americans were like, it's an amazing story. He named Cape Cod for the fish rambling all around. I grew up hearing the story that there was so much cod in the waters of Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket and Cape Cod. There was so many cod that you could walk from Martha's Vineyard to Cape Cod on the backs of the cod. And that's a great fun story, but this truth in the abundance of cod in these waters was astounding. There were more people coming from Europe over here to fish for the cod and the Grand Banks and George's Banks and taking the fish back because they had depleted the cod in Europe. So they were coming out here to get it. Bartholomew Gosnold named Cape Cod for what he found when he was here. And he went home and he told everybody what he had encountered. Now, mind you, the Pilgrims were not subscribing to a magazine that told them anything about this area. They were saying, we think we're going to go to that. There was such little information around it here. And there's not a historian in here, in this room right now, who'd come up and say, Mark, you're lying. But those Pilgrims found out that there was food here. They weren't coming here for vacation. They were coming here to start a new home. And one of the most important ingredients of home, your home, my home, and their home, was to know that there was food here. Cod was an important ingredient and attractant that brought people. The word was out. Cod was here.
And this song celebrates the fact that there was so much cod going around that we had to have it for breakfast and snacks and lunch and dinner and cod. It's all about cod.
Because they hadn't yet invented the Stop and Shop yet. There wasn't yet a fish section that you could go to and eat fish from all over the world. Nobody had come up with trucks yet. So what do you think you ate if you grew up on Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket? What do you think you ate for dinner?
Every meal. Yep.
Local.
That's right. Local.
You didn't wait for the ferry to show up. You waited for the fishermen to show up. You waited for the farmer. You ate what the farmers were eating. Isn't that an amazing... We were sustenance people, just like our Native Americans. We were eating from what was here. We learned that from Native Americans. Isn't that a wonderful way to swing it around to them? And we learn it from them.
That's right.
I mean, we brought our technology, we brought our metal parts and metal this and metal that. But anyhow, you have to have a sense of humor if you're eating cod for breakfast, you're eating cod for lunch, and you're eating cod for dinner. You know how hard it is to feed those children that were wandering around here a few minutes ago. What are we having for? No, not that again. So somebody wrote a song about it. Codfish bones.
Found a way for Australia.
So it's even up my
bullet, bullet boys. All the way,
heave it up and don't you make a noise.
Found a way for Australia.
Well now, Cape Cod boys, they had no sleds. They slide down the dunes on codfish heads.
Found a way for Australia.
So it's even up my bullet, bullet boys.
All the way,
heave it up and don't you make a noise.
Found a way for Australia.
Well now, Cape Cod doctors, they don't use no pills.
All the way.
They feed their patients on codfish gills.
Found a way for Australia.
So it's heaving up my bullet, bullet boys.
All the way,
Heave it up and don't you make a noise.
found a way for Australia.
Well, Cape Cod cats, they have no tails.
All the way,
They lost them to those southwestern gales.
found a way for Australia.
So it's heaving up my bullet, bullet boys.
All the way,
Heave it up and don't you make a noise.
found a way for Australia.
All right, we're on the last verse, and you know it because it was the first verse. So you get a chance to help us out here. Here we go. Well now, Cape Cod girls, they don't use no combs.
All the way,
They comb their hair with
codfish bones.
and with
Found a way for Australia.
so it's heaving up my bullet, bullet boys.
All the way,
Heave it up and don't you make a noise.
found a way for Australia. Found a way for Australia. So we were just talking about Australia, right? I mean, here we're Cape Cod, Australia. What do you think? What
We're
do you
traveling the globe.
think? Right?
Now, you want to know why
Look at what's
Australia
the
gets
fish.
into that song?
Yeah.
This is true. Why would I tell you anything that was not true? She's looking at me like, oh, he's going to push the envelope again. So here's the thing. This song goes back to pre-Civil War, Cape Cod Girls. It goes back to the time when somebody discovered gold in Australia. Now, it's really astounding to me. They hadn't yet had telephones. They hadn't invented the internet. They hadn't invented all the major conveniences that we had, but word got out around the world that there was gold in Australia. This is before the San Francisco 49ers, right? You know, the Golden Glove. This is before that. Word got out, and there were people from here who went to Australia because gold. I mean, you're tired of eating cod all day. So that's the reason why Australia sneaks its way into that song.
That's right.
Now we're going to do the song.
This is another one about traveling halfway around the globe. And this one's called Rolling Down to Old Maui. Yeah. And this one, well, they're looking for the whales because the whales, they kind of depleted them around here. Again, they got to keep going further and further away to look for.
And we're all, you know, our thoughts are to the folks, am I going to pronounce it right? Lahaina? Lahaina? At that fire.
Lahaina? Yeah.
And we're still hearing on the island of Maui how tragic that was, the loss of a whole community, a whole town, a whole coastal community. And Martha's Vineyard has a rich, Nantucket, New Bedford has a rich link to Hawaii, because back then it was the Sandwich Islands. And if you do any research on the story about the Sandwich Islands, you discover that it was the whalemen from New England were the first to connect to that. It wasn't, yeah, there was a few explorers here and there who came rambling through, but it was the whalemen from New England, from Martha's Vineyard. And I think 15 years ago, maybe more than that, the New Bedford Whaling Museum paid me to go to Hawaii to share my songs and stories. And Tobias Vanderhoop, we went together. And we went to Alaska too, to share the stories of this amazing whaling connection between these Native American communities and here. So when I was over there, I was learning all kinds of stories and stuff. So
And this one, again, you got to sing along with us. There's a line, rolling down to Old Maui. That's what's going to come around a few times. So that's the only line you need to know.
once more we sail with a northerly gale abound in Orkney, and soon the hills of the tropical clime will be in view again. 6 longish months have passed away since from your shore sailed we, but now we're bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to Old Maui, rolling down to Old Maui.
Another time.
Rolling down to Old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale, rolling down to Old Maui. Once more we sail with a favoring gale to our distant island home. Our mainmast is sprung, our whaling's almost done, still we take the ocean home. But our stunsail boats were carried away. What they're great singers.
I know, they're wonderful.
I was like, oh my gosh.
What do you think about that one?
Yeah, let's do
Let's
that.
do this one. So we've been singing a lot of sea songs that usually the sea songs we've been doing that are traditional ones would have been sung on the boats.
On the ships.
And guess ships.
On the vessels.
On the vessels. They would have been sung by the men. Because
the
that's
men.
who was going to sea. So this song is a switch up because it's actually a parlor song and it would have been sung by the ladies left at home. And what do you think they're doing? They're worrying about their guys. They're worrying about them because they're far away at sea. They don't know how long they're going to be gone or what kind of conditions they're facing out there. So they're worried about them. And this is a song that's called My Willie's on the Dark Blue Sea. And it's all about worrying about the guy, Willie.
And I want us to add an important message here because we have an employee of the museum here. There's all these connections, okay?
Thank you.
There was this wonderful man who lived up the street up here. His name was Gale Huntington. She's gonna smile now. Gale Huntington was the forefront of this museum, the creation of this museum, the Dukes County Historical Society. And he started the newsletter, the quarterly newsletter. It's called the Dukes County Dukes County Intelligencer. And he started this. This is not a small little detail here, a little community, whatever. He started, Gale Huntington. He loved sea shanties. And he was married to Mildred Tilton. And she came from a family of singing Tiltons.
That's right.
And he went around collecting sea shanties. And he put out books. I'm going to say plural, books. First book he came out was called Songs the Whalemen Sang. And he included a number of different songs. Well, flash forward. He's long gone, Mildred's long gone, whatever. I live just down the street.
And he's got the book sitting on the shelf.
I got the book sitting on the shelf, and I've been collecting books, collecting sea shanty books for years, because somebody on Martha's Vineyard has to do it.
And I'm like, wait a minute, we're singing all these songs that are from the guy's perspective. Don't you have any lady songs around here?
We're digging into these old songs. And look at this lovely lady here. She went digging and she came up with this wonderful tune. Nobody'd ever heard it.
I was sitting in there. You've heard it. No. But you're hooray. Thank you. Yeah.
We have to, honor the women of this island,
That's right. And the coolest thing one of the coolest things about Gale Huntington was he was such a thorough historian. Contrary to a lot of other people that wrote down just the lyrics of the songs, and the tunes could have been lost forever. He took the time to painstakingly write out the tunes, so people like us, dusting off the books, could say, "Oh, that's how that goes." So here it is, the way he recorded it.
It's in our album. The song is in our album. It's in our album. I mean, just visualize that this song had not.
Oh, what a promo opportunity!
Just visualize in your mind that here's the problem with folk songs. If people don't sing them, they disappear.
Yeah.
You put them in a book, you record them on a CD, you record them on a record, you put them in the shelf. But if people aren't singing them, people aren't hearing them. And so it's really amazing and wonderful as you are going to love this song. And it's amazing because this song, you can't find it on the internet unless you look us up. But we pay tribute to Gale Huntington, which is the story of this museum. Recording, categorizing, putting and storing and sharing with the community that we live in. The songs and stories.
Yeah.
This is what she does for a living.
Yeah.
How's that for an introduction to that song?
That was good. Yeah. since Willie is safe at home with me in his own dear native this one from the Singing Tiltons. You mentioned the Singing Tiltons.
Oh, you want me to do that
And
one?
that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
real wonderful story, and it's particularly about a sea captain, Zeb Tilton. He's the one who knew this song, and taught it to Gail Huntington, right? So
Yeah,
this is a
well,
perfect new one.
I learned this from Gail Huntington because Zeb was long gone. Anyhow, it's all interconnected, as you know, when you get connected to this island. The story of this island is so interconnected. And let's see if I find my A harmonic and I'll be happier.
It's gotta be here somewhere.
Oh my God, where the hell?
Oh my goodness.
Where the hell is it? Oh my God. Oh, when
Is that it?
That's it. I think.
All right. We're gonna relabel that one.
So let's take
Wait,
another
it says,
step.
wait a minute, let's see if it says A or B. What
says
does
A.
Oh, phew. Okay.
Good,
Well, we'll
good.
find out
Nothing
soon
works.
enough.
So you heard me speak about Gail Huntington and his lovely wife, Mildred. Right? Say yes. Mildred was a Tilton, and her uncle was Zeb Tilton, who sailed a schooner out of Vineyard Haven Harbor called the Alice.
Captain Zeb.
Sailed a schooner out of Vineyard Haven called the LSS Wentworth. And you love the Shenandoah. We all love the Shenandoah. But you need to know that this LSS Wentworth was celebrated up and down the coast of America. Because that goes back to the days before asphalt roads. Before trucks driving on Route 95. When you wanted to move anything heavy that was like brick or lumber or granite or anything, you used a schooner leaving the cities. Because that's why all the cities are on the waterfront. It's cheaper and easier to use it on a schooner than having a poor horse pull a buggy. Mm-hmm. Now, certainly we have to recognize that the railroad was coming along too, but the railroad was not as intricate, not as connected as the vessels going up and down the coast. And this Marine Hospital, whole story of the Marine Hospital here is tied to that amazing story about ships going up and down the coast to do the commerce of America. Every ship that was going from New York to Boston, from Baltimore to Boston, every ship had to come up Vineyard Sound. No kidding. It's an amazing story, and Zeb Tilton is only a piece of it because he was the last working coastal schooner in America.
And you picture the Shenandoah. You know how big that is, right? And you know how many people go on the Shenandoah and they help sail that ship? Well, Zeb Tilton could sail his schooner all by himself. What is up with that? What an amazing guy.
Google Zeb Tilton. He's an amazing story. He's a one-eyed sailor up and down the coast, and he could tell a story.
And he also was well known as the singing captain because he knew a billion different songs. And I'm sure that kept him company all by himself on the boat. But he also, when he docked his ship here in Vineyard Haven, well, he lived up island. How do you think he got there? He walked, and the whole way walking, he himself would say, I don't know how to walk without singing. So he knew a lot of songs, and this is a good one.
This song, you're going to like this song.
Say yes.
Because it's a funny song. And you have this vision that that humor only arrived when Jackie Gleason arrived on television. Humor helped build America. And there was humor before Mark Twain. And the reason why, and this is a lovely song, you should hear it on Saturday Night Live. But you won't hear it on Saturday Night Live because it's too long. And you know this because if you watch Saturday Night Live, you know every skit is less than 3 minutes long because they have to do a commercial.
No commercials in this song.
So you can visualize while Molly and I are doing this song, there's somebody who have to interrupt us, say, we're going to a commercial break and we'll be right back. But this is a great song. Zeb Tilton was celebrated. He performed at Radio City Hall.
Isn't that cool?
Isn't that
That's
fun?
really cool.
He was a storyteller in the days before you were a kid. Anyway.
That's right.
But listen, the thing is, it's like a joke, though. You got to pay attention to the words of the song, otherwise you won't know why it's funny. That's another reason why it's probably not on television. People are doing other things when they're watching television.
That's right. All right, let's do it.
But anyhow, well, I'm having fun telling the story. I have more fun telling the story than singing the song.
Oh, no, you don't. You love this song. You're so good.
It's not a maritime song. It's just a great song.
Yeah, it's great. It's so fun.
My grandmother, she, at the age of 93, one day in May was taken sick and died. And as soon as she was dead, why, the will, of course, was read by a lawyer as we stood by her side. To my brother it was found she had left 100 pounds, the same unto my sister I declare. But when it came to me, why, the lawyer, he says he, Granny's left you that old armchair. Oh, how they tittered and how they laughed, how my brother and my sister laughed when they heard that lawyer declare, Granny's left you that old armchair. There you go. Well, I thought it hardly fair. Still I said, I do not care. And when evening came, I took the chair away. Oh, the neighbors at me chaffed, and my brother at me laughed. He said, Mark, you'll find it handy someday. When you settle down in life and you find yourself a wife, you'll find it very handy, I declare. On a cold and frosty night, when the fire is burning bright, you can sit in Granny's old armchair. Here's the chorus.
Oh, how they tittered and how they laughed,
How my brother and my sister
laughed when they heard
that lawyer declare. Well, Granny's left you that old armchair. What my brother said came true. For in a year or two, strange to say, I settled down in married life. Oh, first a girl I did court, you know, and then I bought her a ring. I took her to the church. She became my wife.
My goodness!
Now you may guess that we were happy as could be. For when my work was over, I declare, I never abroad would roam, but instead I'd stay at home and be seated in Granny's old armchair. loved you that
Old armchair.
All right, we're up to the last verse. And this is the verse you paid for when you came here tonight. This is one that brings it all to conclusion. One night, the chair fell down. When I picked it up, I found this seat had fallen out upon the floor. And there, to my surprise, in a pile before my eyes, were a lot of notes, 10,000 pounds or more. When my brother heard of this, well, I must confess, with rage he went nearly wild, he tore his hair. And all I could say to him was, "Hey, Brother Jim, don't you wish you had Granny's
Old armchair.
last time on the chorus?"
How they tittered
And how they laughed, how my brother
and my sister laughed when they heard my lawyer declare
Granny's left
to
that old armchair. Granny's left you that old armchair.
Are we at ending time? Is it ending time?
No, I'm in the song.
Oh, okay. Okay, exactly, right? It was a good happy ending. We have time for a couple more?
Oh,
One
my
more?
goodness, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we do. Well, we ending at 7?
How's my audience? How's our audience doing? Are you all right?
7. Okay. All right. 7. Okay. All right. So yeah, we got 20 minutes. We got time for a few more.
Well, I gotta talk it. We can talk it too.
Well, how about this song? I would love for you guys to hear a lovely song that Mark wrote that is about the local fishing industry, and it's called the Bay Scalloping Song. Have you ever heard anybody write a song about a scallop before? So here you go. You have to hear this one. It's really, it's a beautiful song, and it celebrates
How do I
the
do
life of a fisherman.
How do I do it? Do it in
It says in C. It says in C. So, are you okay to do it? Such a pretty song. It's beautiful.
Right. That's Maggie.
That's Maggie. You want to do Maggie instead? We're gonna do that one first. Let's do Maggie. Oh, this is a great. This is another song you wrote about lobstering. He writes about all the shellfish.
Let's do that one.
You want to treat them all fair, right? So, let's do that one. Huh? Yeah.
sing?
She asked if you wrote this one. Yeah, this one is called
This is a
Captain
song
Maggie.
called Captain Maggie. And do you mind? I'm a storyteller, okay? I'm not a singer. I'm a storyteller. Every year. This song is called Captain Maggie. It's a song about a woman lobsterman.
Captain? Oh, good!
You have to tell the most important thing first. We love lobstermen. They're having a really hard time. We are all paying attention. We're watching the struggles of our efforts to try and protect the right whale. The lobstermen are having a really hard time dealing with it because it's their gear, it's their line, it's their stuff that somehow is finding its way wrapped around whales. And for 20 years in Massachusetts, there have been huge efforts underway to try and figure out a way to protect those whales and allow these lobstermen to make a living. Because we love them both. And we can't lose the right whale. The right whale is incredibly important to the story of us, just as the story of lobstermen. So we're trying to figure that out, and we can't demonize lobstermen because they're doing the best that they can. And in Massachusetts particularly, they're doing a lot more in Massachusetts than they are in Maine. And I'm not trying to create a civil war between Massachusetts, but I know, and I can speak, that there's a lot of effort in Massachusetts to try and protect right whales, and they're using all kinds of techniques. And there's new technology coming along to help lobstermen figure it out so that their line doesn't get, you know the whole story about why lines wrapping around lobsters. Say yes, you know what I'm talking about? What happens is the whale is swimming along and he comes and encounters a line. There's a buoy on the top floating on the surface, and there's a lobster pot on the bottom, right? You with me? Say yes. Yeah. So they're swimming along, the line coming along, and he gets tangled. Somehow gets accidentally tangled, and there's a lot of gear out there, and a lot of those lobsters' pots are strung together, so it kills whales. There's no question in anybody's mind that it's happening. And it's so brutally awful because it's true, and you can't dispute it, and it's affecting the lives of people in Massachusetts and Maine all the way up to Canada. And so it's troublesome because we want the right whale to be okay. And it's troublesome because our neighbors are having a hard time making a living because of the restrictions and the difficulties and challenges that go on. And I'm enormously sympathetic on both sides. My feeling is protect the resource on everything. And even at the risk of putting myself in trouble with fishermen. But I had an opportunity, and I was invited by I go out to the West Coast every year, and now Molly's been following for the last 4 years. I could go out to the West Coast to the Fisher Poets Gathering in Astoria, Oregon. And you could Google this up. It's an amazing thing where they bring commercial fishermen from all over America together to read their poems.
Right? Who knew that was such a thing? It's amazing.
And they're called Fisher Poets, or sing their songs, or tell their stories to audiences that are quieter than you. We go out to the West Coast, and they are astounding audiences that love folk music more than we do in New England.
As a general.
Thousands of people attend
Present company
these things.
accepted.
You know, I love you folks, and that's just know that. But I go out the West Coast, and it's astounding. The whole city of Astoria over a weekend is turned over to these fishermen, and people from all over the country come to hear these poets. And there's a movie about it. You go Fisher Poets, really cool. Google Fisher Poets. And I'm one of them. And there's this wonderful lady. This wonderful lady, Mary Garvey, who keeps coming out with CDs every once in a while, and she's a pistol. You know Molly, you should meet Mary. Anyhow, Mary said to me, and I've helped her. She said, "Mark, I want you to write a song for us. I'm doing a CD on shellfish. I want you to write a song about this and write that." So I wrote a bass scalloping song. We already talked about it. I'm not going to do that for you right now. But she said, "I want you to do a lobster woman song. I want you to write a song about a lobster woman."
And this is it.
I never delivered it to her. But I did sing it for her. I delivered the bass scalloping song because I think bass scalloping is more precious and more, so that's in her CD.
Well, this is a great one, and it has a chorus. And the start of it goes, "And we'll toast to Captain Maggie. One more reason we need the beer next time." Yeah. So we'll
It's
toast.
amazing to you, I'm sure, that Mark Lovewell will give a story about a song that's longer than the song.
So we'll toast to Captain Maggie, blah, 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 and then she's tough when the going's rough around here. So they know their part now.
You're going to help with the chorus.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Off the stern the water is churning. Lobster pots are dropped into the brine. At the wheel there stands a fine lady. She's the best of the fishing kind. Among us pot hollers south of no man's, there's a wicked strong wind, so beware. We leave the dock early in the morning to get the best of the day's fishing out there. Here's the chorus. So we'll toast to Captain Maggie. Don't cut her off when you're tending your gear. She's fished with the best. There are only a few better. She's tough when the going's rough around here. Maggie sets her trawls along the bottom. Her vision is feeling round a world she can't see. She makes the best out of a 6-fathom edge, and her days all will be better than me. Off no man's shoreline, boulders don't care. They'll sink any boat that comes near. The waves, the winds, and those jagged rocks will sink a boat, so stand clear. And we'll toast to Captain Maggie. Hold your glasses up. Come on.
Here we go.
So we'll toast to Captain Maggie. Don't cut her off when you're tending your gear. She's fished with the best. There are only a few better. She's tough when the going's rough around here. Each morning she's dressed for work like all of us. No colorful dress or blouse around here. We know her by worn orange Grundens, tall black rubber boots, all men's fishing gear. But at night, when her boat is in the harbor, she's all lady at the pub among the finest and the fair. She can twist and turn with any tune. On the dance floor. She's free without a care. Here we come now. So we'll toast to Captain Maggie. Don't cut her off when you're tending your gear. She's fished with the best. There are only a few better. She's tough when they're going rough around here.
Yeah.
All right, we're on the last verse. You're a wonderful audience, you know that. One stormy night, she was out fishing late. The fog slipped in. The waves chased her astern. When her boat finally landed, a man was awaiting. He stepped out of the shadow and under the glow of a lantern. We watched as he pulled out a wet paper bag. He handed it to her in that foggy night. She opened it, a bouquet of flowers, and we all thought we saw her tear. So we'll toast to Captain Maggie. Don't cut her off when you're tending your gear. She's fished with the best. There are only a few better. She's tough when they're going rough around here. She's tough when they're going rough around here. She's tough when they're going rough around here.
Yeah, before. Yeah.
Okay.
So this one is from the Georgia Sea Islands. So right off the coast of Georgia. This is a lovely, sweet little song from the Revels Book of Shanties and Sea Songs, and we just love this tune.
We love this
We
song.
love
This is a
tune, and
sweet
I'm
song.
sure you will too. You're gonna pick it up so easily. I don't even have to tell you what it is because there's a lot of beautiful repetition. But it's an encouraging song of a parent encouraging their child to just keep rowing home. Just keep rowing. You'll get there.
You're gonna love this song. This
Yeah.
song is like,
It's
oh,
beautiful.
man.
It's just a beautiful song.
And just visualizing the days of, they just rowed using rowboats. They moved about in the waters around, and they wrote songs about it.
Joanna is rowing.
Go row the boat, child.
Joanna is rowing.
Go row the boat, child. Joanna is rowing. Go row the boat, child. Go row the boat.
And let me go home.
My mama is calling. Go row the boat, child. My mama is calling. Go row the boat, child. Help us out. My mama is calling. Go row the boat, child. Go row the boat.
Let me go home. The darkness is falling. Go row and let me go home.
Storm clouds are rolling.
Go row the boat, child. Storm clouds are rolling. Go row the boat, child. Storm clouds are rolling. Go row the boat, child.
Go row the boat.
And let me go home.
See the lightning flashing.
Flashing, go row the boat, child.
See the lightning flashing.
Flashing, go row the boat, child. See the lightning flashing. Go row the boat, child. Go row the boat, and let me go home.
Well, we go back to the first verse.
Joanna is rowing. Go row the boat, child. Joanna is rowing. Go row the boat, child. Joanna is rowing. Go row the boat, child. Go row the boat, and let me go home.
All right, one more.
One more
This is it.
song. This is it. This is a finale.
This is it, and you're released. You're allowed to leave. The doors will be unlocked, and you can leave.
That's right. The choreography is to walk by the CD table as you do.
The name Gail Huntington is coming up again.
Here he goes again.
I learned this song from him. And this is a song that has traveled the world. This is a song, you know, we all think Elvis Presley was pretty good. Sea shanties traveled the world on ships. And this song is just, anyway, it's one of them. One of these great songs. And I remember when Walter Cronkite lived in Edgartown. Did anybody remember those days going back? And he was responsible for co-founding Sail Martha's Vineyard, which came on. He was a big supporter of Sail Martha's Vineyard. He is, and so worldly loved that he brought the tall ship Denmark into Edgartown Harbor, outer harbor. She wouldn't fit in the inner harbor. She's huge, Denmark, you know, big white hulled steel, beautiful, square rigged vessel. And at that time I was working for the newspaper and following and doing stuff like that, and followed him on board. We went on board the Denmark, and the whole crew sang this song in Danish.
Isn't that cool?
It's really cool. Amazing thing. So anyhow, but we're going to sing in English.
In
version
English.
of it. And I don't know
And
Danish.
very easy chorus again. Rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to dear New England, rolling home near God to thee.
It's a
That's
whaling
it.
song. This goes back to the days of whaling.
And it's about going home. Who can't get
When
excited
you're far
about
out
that?
at sea and you can't wait to get home.
That's right.
All
All hands to man the capstan. See the cable running clear. Heave away and with a whale for New England we do see.
Here's the chorus.
Rolling home. Rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to dear New England, rolling home near God to thee. Fare thee well, yes, Spanish maidens.
It is time to bid adieu. Happy times we've spent together. Happy times I've spent with you.
Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to dear New England, rolling home, dear God, good.
Round Cape Horn, one frosty morning, and the sails were full of snow.
Tighten those sheets
And pulling those halyards, let her off and let her go.
Rolling home. Oh yeah, you got it. Rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to dear New England. Rolling home, dear God.
All right, one more verse.
One more verse.
Thank you, everyone, for being a wonderful audience.
Oh, yeah, the
Thank you
best.
all.
Oh yeah. Many thousand miles behind us.
Many thousand miles to go.
The ocean lifts her waves to bring us to that well remembered shore. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home
To Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. Rolling home, dear Galilee. Thank you so much. Thank you. What a treat. This has been a pleasure. Pleasure to share an evening with you all. Seriously.
Thank you all so much for making this one of the best nights of the summer.
No.
It's wonderful hearing all you sing and just everybody swaying and laughing, and you two are tips. You guys are hoots. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. If you'd like to leave.
Come all young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea. Blow, ye winds, westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southward, so steady she goes.